Hey you guys, it's me again. What an update I have for you, okay, on the peace lily. And it's only been about 7 days since I did the whole root rot video. I did a root rot video on Sunday. Um, and then it ended up being in water culture by the end of the day. And over the next couple of days, it just went to severe decline. And I literally cried about it. And my mom had the great idea of calling a grocery, calling a garden center to see if someone could chip in to see what we could do to save the plant. So I called a couple areas or centers around here, and eventually I found someone on the third try. And they said that I could come down and they'll take a look at my peace lily to see what they could do. Here we are now. It is Monday, so a week and a day since the peace lily has been in water culture. All right, here we go. I believe that this day was Sunday, and I'm just showing you guys my peace lily. Um, I had taken it out of the water at this time because I had spoken with someone at the garden center who said that it probably didn't make a lot of sense to put something that has root rot due to overwatering in a vase of water. And when she said it, it made so much sense. So I immediately took the plant out of the water and let it dry out into, just to kind of see what would happen. I didn't know what would happen at that time. The yellow leaves I'm showing you right now, those leaves became yellow as soon as I put the peace lily in the vase. This is a burnt leaf that was green the entire time up until now, and it is also slowly starting to turn yellow as well. By that I mean it was overwatered. I had to put it in water to clean it off, and then I had to cut the roots, and then I put it back in water. So it just started to yellow, I think, due to overwatering and due to the roots being cut off of it and the roots not being able to sustain some of those leaves on the plant. They said that I could bring it in. They can help me with it to see what I need to do. It looks like I really just should have put it back in dirt when I did this. So the peace lily at this point still had the roots that I had tried to save when I was putting it in the water or in the vase. Over time, some of the roots that were left did get weaker and did turn brown. I did not do a second cutting of the roots. At this point, I was so unsure about the recovery of the plant. I just was too scared to do anything else to it. So it did air dry this day. It air dried for about 36 hours before I took it in to the grocery to the garden center to have them look at. I'm showing a root right now that is white turning brown. That root was all the way white, but over the next couple of days it had turned brown. So it just kept declining. So I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and take the plant out of the water and just let it sit and I guess kind of air dry to the best of its ability. So it was out for about 36 hours. So a lot of those smaller roots had turned brown. They did not make it. They are still on the plant, but I think they may be done. I'm not really sure. They were severely dried out yesterday when I took it to the garden center. So the reason I had put the plant in water to begin with was because I was just so unsure on what the next step should be. I had seen some people on the internet put their plants in water to help the roots grow and establish. So I was hoping that could happen with the peace lily. And then I didn't want to put the peace lily back in dirt so soon because I had it in dirt the last time, and I just wanted to be 100% sure that when I put it back in dirt, it would be in an environment that was good for it. So I just kind of held off a little bit until I could get some more research on what were all the things that I did wrong the first time, and then rectify each situation to repot the peach lily. And I just, in the meantime, I had decided to put it in water. Hopefully the plant would like it, but it didn't. So here we are. There was some good news. The employee at the garden center said that the crown did not have any root rot on it. None of the plant had any root rot on it, just the roots were an issue. So she did say that it's a possible chance that we may be able to pull her back. At this point, some of the little roots break off into my finger. You can see those are the little roots that shriveled up when it was dry and were not counted as good roots at the garden center. And that just shows the fragile condition of the peace lily. So very, very sad week for the peace lily at this point. Okay, so before I get to all the things that I'm using or that I'm going to be showing you guys today, I want to remind you guys that this is like the first time I've ever had to experience anything like this with the plant. The peace lily is my first plant, and well, it's not my first plant, but it's the first plant that needed my attention. And I thought the peace lily wasn't going to be like that, but it was. In this case. And hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes, okay? So this thing here, I got it today. This has nothing to do with the peace lily. I just wanted another plant. I've been looking for another plant to add to the collection, but since the drama with the peace lily, I just wasn't sure if I wanted to add another plant. But I decided to make this purchase today. I got this from Lowe's. I don't know anything about succulents, but this is a very, very small plant. I know they like to be dry, and I think it may be okay. So we'll take a look out for her. We're going to look at her in this video too. So she will be in today's video. And then indoor potting mix will be in today's video. And you will see a different angle of me doing things here in this white container. And then we'll move on to a couple more items as well. Okay. All right. So this is the little thing here. The label says, bear with me, I don't know if I can pronounce this. Echeveria compressiculus. That's what it says. They really don't give you any instructions. It says native to Venezuela, more of a subshrub, and does not form the traditional rosette. Flowers are bell-shaped and bright golden orange. Porous soil with adequate drainage. Water thoroughly when soil is dry. Protect from frost. That's all that says. So I guess it's saying it likes a porous soil, and it's very important that it drains. And when the soil gets dry, water it. So it looks pretty dry to me. So I guess we'll water it today. But other YouTube videos says to pull the plant out of the dirt, out of the pot to investigate its root situation. So here we go. Ooh, I'm so afraid. That's pretty dry, y'all. She's dry. But it looks like she does have a porous soil. There's a lot of perlite. It's so dry, it just blew because of my pee. Because of all that perlite, which is that white stuff, that makes it porous. So it's like the soil condition is really good for the plant, and I think it's going to be in this container for a while, based off what I've learned from the peace lily and things like that. And this is a learning experience, so this is just what I'm doing for this plant that I have. So if you know something better than this, perfect. Please comment, okay? So we're gonna water her today. There's some maybe like dead roots or dead plants or something, or there's like a random petal is in there. Looks like there's some babies in there too. So I'm pretty excited for this adventure, for this one. So I'm gonna try to get all that dead stuff out of it. Very gently. What's that? It's a leaf with a growth with some roots. That's what that is. And it was just hanging out of the soil. So I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to put it back into the pot, and then hopefully it finds a snug position in the soil and it survives. Hopefully it doesn't cause any problems. But I'm going to put it back in the pot. I think there's some more in here. A dead leaf. This one's completely shriveled up. Yeah. Oh, there's some more of it here. There's a dead one on the side of the pot. Ooh, I don't want to pick it up no more. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to. I could probably leave that. It's so dried up, I could probably leave it. I'm not sure what's going on with this petal here. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out on that too. So she gets watered today. Okay, you guys. So the peace lily is in this black bag. It's in this black bag because I had to take it out today into the sun so I could talk to the garden center. So they instructed me to do this and when I came in. So it's still in the bag. It's still some light coming in. So because I need to repot it. Prepare yourselves. I forgot. We'll talk about this too. Okay, here she comes. She just had a haircut, you guys. Do not be rude. so sad is this peace lily, and it breaks my little heart. It breaks my heart into pieces. But we're going to try to help her today, okay? I'm going to show you her roots now. Those are her roots. I'm going to be very, very gentle with them because they're dry. They're very dry. And even though the roots are very dry, the peace lily is still very, very wet. Like she's dry to the touch, but she's also wet. So you don't want to overwater your plants because it puts them in a very compromising position. Dry roots, wet plant. That's crazy. Now this cup here, this is what the woman at the garden center gave me. I told her what I was trying to do about the water culture, and she kind of understood where I was going with that. So she wanted to try to keep me on pace with what I was trying to do. And what she said was to take the peace lily and place it in the cup and pull the roots down. The roots will come out this hole in the bottom. And then I'll put a tray up under it with water, keeping the plant very far away from the water and giving the roots something to drink on. That was her way. That way seems very complicated to me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull that off. When she first saw the plant and it had all of its yellow leaves, she had said to just throw it out. So I told her that I really did want to try to save it, and so that's what she had suggested. It will be a slow growth back to health, but it's something that I could try. So I don't know if I could do that. We're going to do it the dirt way instead. So here's the terracotta pot. You may have seen it earlier with the succulent video, or the succulent piece. The succulent was sitting in here at first. All right. So here's a terracotta pot. I talked about it in the last video. And this is the actual terracotta clay pot that I got from Lowe's as well. The thing about the terracotta pot is that it allows the soil to dry faster by soaking up the water on its sides. So that is what the importance of the terracotta pot. And that is important for the peace lily in her extreme condition. She gets to be in soil, the soil that we're going to use today, Miracle-Gro Indoor Potting Mix. All right, so my thought process here is to put the Miracle-Gro Indoor Potting Mix into the terracotta pot, and then once watered, the terracotta pot will probably soak in some of the water that has been poured in to lightly water the dirt for the plant. And I'm hoping this would help prevent over watering. That is the importance of the terracotta pot, is that it sucks up some of the water that is poured into it, even if it has dirt in it. And I believe that is going to be helpful for the peace lily because of that feature. Because the peace lily is already overwatered. I have to water it still since I'm using dirt. And I just want to give it the best chance possible to survive. But thank you to those garden center ladies if you ever see this video, which I doubt. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. Here is the Miracle Grow indoor potting mix. I'm just going to throw some in here. That's entirely too much soil. I'm not going to be using all of the soil that I poured in there. I just wanted to get a good amount out. Here it is. So it's dry soil, but it's not like soil that the succulent had. The succulent soil was drier than this. So this is the soil we're going to use today. So here's Peace Lily. I'm going to go ahead and just sit her in here already. Just get nice and comfy. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. The garden center also pruned the Peace Lily as well. So there we go. So this is my first attempt at putting this Peace Lily in this terracotta pot right here. But as I go along doing this, I put it what I think is too much dirt, and so I start over and do it again. So I'm just going to skip to that part. Try and get that even. Okay. Put it back in there. This pot is a little deeper. I don't want to put the Peace Lily in this much soil, you see. It's a long plant. Pretty tall plant. I mean tall planter. The planter is pretty tall, so her roots are probably like right here. So the dirt is not going to go, is going to be shorter than the terracotta pot. So if that makes sense. I hope it did. As I'm sitting here going over this video, it really looks like I am planting a dead plant. And I really hope it can pull through. There we go. She's just in a little bit of dirt. I think this is ideal because it allows the sun to get the plant. And I think drawing the plant from the outside in a gentle way is just as important as drawing it from the inside as well, which is what we're hoping the roots can do by it being in this soil. We're trying to save the roots while the roots work to try to save the plant. Okay? And we're trying to save the plant as well on the outside. So that is my thought process here. So I'm just going to keep her here. She is stable, but that's why it's very important that I try to balance her out here. She's trying to keep herself up, but she's having a hard time because she's wet. So let's try to fix her up. She's so limp, you guys. I'm sorry. She's so limp. I hope you guys can see how I was trying to work this out for her. I'm just trying to spread her out in the best way possible so that her posture is as strong and straight as possible for her. So, there you go. Like she's really, really slumped over. And I've seen them come back from this in the event that they are dry. I'm sorry. But she's wet. So I'm not sure if it's going to work the same way. So I feel like she has a lot to grow back from. And I don't want to see my peace lily like this ever again. And I really hope she can thrive, okay? That's what we're trying to do. I think this is natural lighting, and I think this lighting is very, very safe for the peace lily at this time. It's probably like in the afternoon, maybe like 11 or 12 in the afternoon right now. Probably more like 12:30 or 1 p.m. So it will get brighter. I'm expecting it to, and then I'll have to move her back. So, okay, we're back. So, time to water our succulent. Very gently remove this piece. I'm really interested to see what this little piece does. Really interested to see. Put her back down here. Because I just had a overwatering situation with the plant, I'm going to be very, very careful with this one. So I definitely don't want to overwater it. So what I'm going to attempt to do is use my spray bottle that has some water in it, and then use that to get it wet. Okay? So I'm going to take her out again. Let's see, it's a comfortable spot. Ooh, I think I did this one last time. Let's try this one. Oh. Got you again. Oh! What is the best way to water this plant? A part of me feels like I just need to dunk it in water, but I don't want to oversaturate it. I hope that the spray of this water pump does not hurt the soil. By hurt the soil, I mean I hope that the pressure, the power of the water pump does not dislodge the soil out of place as I'm squirting it. I'm gonna try to shoot it over here first. Okay, this should be okay. Now, how to get her back in here? I'm just using my finger to lightly press down on the top of the plant just so I can get it back all the way into its container. I'm hoping that by pushing it down, some of the water that I sprayed on top can saturate the middle, because I'm not sure if the water squirts got to the middle. And then also I'm hoping that once it dries out, it'll dry out as a unit. So in the event that I need to re-pull it out of this pot, which I don't think I'm going to do, I can just do so. It'll come out all as one unit. And that's the little piece that I'm putting back into the pot and securing as well. I'm gonna push her down right there.